What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it, okay? Wasting no time at all. Here we are at about $105,000. We got the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, the Crypto Strategic Reserve, whatever you want to call it, whatever. It's approved. People are upset because we're not at the moon just yet, but I think if we give it time, if we give it, the next 19 hours, 36 minutes, maybe the next 5 days, sometime soon, I would expect we're not just at new all-time highs, but well on a path that'll take us up to 140K and beyond. I do think that Bitcoin's next destination is going to be at 140K and beyond. I wanted to take a moment and just look at this real quick and identify this and go through and actually identify moments like this in Bitcoin's cycle so far, okay? If we look at this move, the biggest days, notably, were here, here, and here, right? This was most of your move up. You continued to move up afterwards, sure, but most of the move happened here. At least that was the most vigorous part of your move up, right? So this day was a Monday. Big day, Monday. That was a 10% day, Monday. This day here was a Sunday. That's kind of what kicked off this bigger part of the move here, was Sunday, Monday. And then this was Wednesday. I want to remember that, and I want to go back and not identify the consolidation phases, right? I don't want to do that. I want to identify the growth periods. So we're looking at this here. This seems like a pretty big move up, right? These are probably the biggest candles, these three candles here. And when did they happen? The biggest one happened there on a Wednesday again, right? We go back to over here. One of our biggest three candles was on a Wednesday. Something to kind of note there. Wednesday, and this was the biggest one. This was kind of the one on Wednesday that we just had was kind of starting the move, where this is more 3 days after the moves already began. But Wednesday, Tuesday, and then Monday again. So that's kind of interesting. Monday and Wednesday on this move up. We have Monday and Wednesday here, Wednesday there, Monday there, Sunday's here, and we replace that Sunday. We can transfer that out with this Tuesday here. So Sunday and Tuesday, a little bit different, but Monday and Wednesday being similar as far as growth goes. Monday here as well. That's a big day. And again, I'm not measuring the consolidation phases. We're just looking at, you consolidated here. These are your movement phases. When you're moving, what days do you like to move? Looks like you like to move on Mondays and Wednesdays so far. That's pretty conclusive. Look at this. Even this big candle here, relative to all these candles, it's not like super big, but that's bigger. That was on a Monday too. Kind of interesting. Okay, going through this move now. This move here wasn't as big of a move up as this move was, but it wasn't a consolidation phase. It definitely was a move. That was a big candle. That was a big candle, I feel like, right? That one's on a Friday, so that's the first time on a Friday there. This one's on a Wednesday. We got Wednesday again, and you guessed it, 2 candles back, this somewhat big candle for this range, that was on a Monday. Mondays, you guys, seem to be getting things going. Wednesday here. Wednesday kicked off this one here. If it's not a Monday, it's a Wednesday. It seems to be, at least, right? I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see, but again, I'm not going for the consolidation phases. I'm just going for these moves up. And then during these moves up, if we look at the small days, these 2 small days here, that was on Sunday and that was on Saturday. Okay, well, Sunday sometimes is a big day, but not as much as Monday and Wednesday apparently, right? The next day that was bigger was Monday. And then Tuesday was a dud day, but then Wednesday was a big day. You see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not cherry picking it. Wednesdays and Mondays seem to keep coming up. Let's look at this move here where we consolidated upwards and then we moved up. What day started it? What day ended it? The beginning was a Friday. So then we moved up Saturday, Sunday, Monday was the biggest day. And then Tuesday, kind of a one-off there, right? But Monday, still a very dominant candle. That's kind of crazy. Kind of interesting to notice. Look at that. Big move up. Isn't it funny how it happens on a Monday? That was a Monday. Do I need to keep doing this? This is all the way back in October 2023, right? I think we've done enough. We can keep going through. Let's keep going through. Let's get until we're at January. That way we can say that we've done the whole bull cycle movements up, okay? I'm clearly not measuring the consolidation phases. I'm just measuring the moves up. One could argue this was a move up. I don't know. That was a Wednesday there. And then Tuesday was a big day. I don't know. I don't know if I'd count that. It's in a greater consolidation phase. I would count this, though. I would count this right here. And the biggest days, I feel like obviously this one's a pretty big day. That was on a Friday. Okay, so Friday's been coming up a little bit here and there. Monday, surprise, surprise to see you again. Sunday, here and there as well. So Sundays and Mondays, but Monday, definitely there. This is a big candle. That was on a Wednesday. But again, in the consolidation phase. you're moving up here. Your biggest candles, I think, these were obviously pretty small. You started getting bigger candles here on a Wednesday, no doubt, and then Friday, Saturday, kind of no Monday here. I think this is the whole, out of the whole cycle we just analyzed, this is the only move up where the big candles were not on a Monday. That's crazy. And then here, big candle on Friday. Okay, so Friday happened a little bit more in the beginning. Monday's a little bit more recently. Friday definitely came up. I don't know how much that helped people or gave you a headache, but all I'm trying to say is from that kind of perspective of what days are the big days when we do move up, okay? Yesterday was Friday, and we've seen that we can move up on days like that, but it's Saturday now. Likely we don't move up on Saturday. Likely we don't, right? There were a couple times where Saturday moved up, but generally that was in the midst of a move, not the beginning of a move. Most of those moves actually were initiated on either, from what I noticed, it was either Mondays, Wednesdays, or in the very beginning, a couple times, Fridays. And we just had Fridays. So all I'm trying to say is if and when we move up here, I would suspect it's not today. It's not Saturday. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's Sunday. Maybe it's not tomorrow. Maybe it's next week on Wednesday. Maybe it's something like that. Or we could try again the very following week, but I don't see us consolidating here for another week. I think we're going to break out soon. So my theory would be this. If we're going to break out soon, we could break out today. We could break out tomorrow. We could break out whatever day. But my thoughts would be, just based off of what we've seen, it's most likely going to be on a Monday or a Wednesday that we would start this next move up. So I expect, being that today's Saturday, being that tomorrow's Sunday, I expect a very kind of neutral, boring, tame, maybe slowly encroaching on these new all-time highs over the next 48 hours. And then to start the next week off, I think we're just going to rip. We're going to break right through. We're going to see some phenomenal growth. I want to look at some shorter term time frames and see if that agrees. I mean, first and foremost, the daily RSI is cocked and loaded, man. Holding support at the 60 here, you're definitely ready. Whenever you break, I mean, once you get above the overbought zone, that's when we know it's on. So if it's today, if it's tomorrow, if it is on Monday, I could see this taking until Monday to get to that overbought zone. It could take till Wednesday, whatever. But however long it takes to get to the overbought zone, once we are in the overbought zone, that's how we know we are underway for our next move up, which likely won't stop until, I mean, truthfully, probably at least 140K or higher. We'll go over that too, and then we'll end the video. I want to look at some shorter term time frame stuff first, though. 4-hour RSI here, looking kind of ugly, actually. It's so volatile. You're getting overbought and then oversold. But I mean, this has been a very volatile range in itself. You've got your diamond pattern here. You know what's crazy is you have your diamond top here, and you broke out of it to the upside, and diamond tops are known for high velocity moves to the upside, and all you've done is just meander. So that's very uncharacteristic of a diamond, but there's no doubt in my mind that that's a diamond. It's kind of crazy that it hasn't continued to move up already. But looking at what we have here, just relative to this, based on the 4-hour, I would say that is bullish, and that does look, it would look to me, if we just go on this kind of trajectory, this path, maybe that would be either Tuesday or then maybe late Monday that we do move up. Okay, it could be late Monday. It would make sense that it's late Monday, because if you think about it, Monday for crypto, half of that day, over half of that day really, is actually on Sunday for most of the Western Hemisphere, right? For me, Monday starts at 5 p.m. on Sunday, which means when I wake up at 8 in the morning, or 7 in the morning, depends on the day's already halfway over. By the time I'm awake, Monday on crypto, the Monday chart is already halfway through. So it would make sense that when America is waking up, when the stock markets are waking up, it's already halfway through the day. It would make sense that later in the day, Monday, might be when we're overbought in the 4-hour, and thus getting probably overbought on the daily as well and moving up higher. So I don't know, the 4-hour looks good. It agrees with me and my assumption that we probably don't break to the downside here, but it also doesn't seem that we're ready to move up just yet. It probably takes a little bit of time, maybe not today, but I think as early as tomorrow. My assumption would be it's either going to be a Sunday, a Monday, or a Wednesday that we do see this move break to the upside, right? Just based off of what we've seen every single move so far, right? It's a very dumb, kind of simple form of analysis, but hey man, those are the statistics, and we literally did it together. So my assumption is it's Saturday. We've got 48 hours, probably just under 48 hours. It would be actually about 44 hours, and then maybe 43 and a half hours. And then we'll rip. We'll see prices going up to about 140K. And the reason why I think we're going to go to 140K or higher, we're at 104 right now. We go to our all-time high, hit that low there. from the last cycle, right? Cycle high to cycle low. We're at the 1272. Our next target would technically be 127K there. This is not the one that I thought would bring up 140K, but hey, still, that's 127K is not bad. High to low here, right? So we're at the 1886 now. This is what it is, right? We're at the 1886 200 level now. My assumption is when we break out, we don't see a move like this, but we see a move that's more similar to this move here. A little bit more symmetry to this move, right? So if I took this move and I put it at that low, that move, a replica of that move would actually take us to our 2618. And I have a theory that this next move will actually be stronger than our last move was. And I'll end it with that. We'll kind of end it with that theory here as to why I think that. Again, on this notion of measuring our bullish moves so far, if we measure from this low here to the high, I'm not going to take this actual high. Maybe I should take the overall high. I'm going to take this overall high. Should I? I think I should. I'm going to take this. I feel like that's your move. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe we'll do this. That's a 52% move. I think that was a move there. You moved up 52%, consolidated, okay? And then low to high here, you moved up 58%. You moved up here, but this was during consolidation. We're not going to do that. Low here to high. Not to the high of the range, but just the high of the move. 79%. Next low to the high here, 91%, okay? I'm not going to take the low to the high, but I'm just going to take the relative low of the move, probably something I would think around here to that high there. It's about 69%. Again, not the high of the consolidation phase, but probably the high of the move. Maybe we could get the high of the consolidation phase. I don't know, however you want to interpret it. But all I'm trying to say is if we look at all the moves, essentially all of the bullish moves when we're expanding throughout this whole cycle, because that's what this is. It's the whole bull cycle. We just went through and measured all the moves. We had a minimum of 52%, 58%, 79%, 91%, and 83%. And I don't know about you guys, but to me it seems like these smaller moves happened in the beginning of the cycle. The bigger moves happened toward the later parts of the cycle. And this one here at 83% is rather small in comparison to the idea that we're supposed to grow. Right, so my thoughts are we probably don't continue this trend where instead of 83% and then going down, I don't think that we're going to go lower. I think we only have up and more to grow from here. I certainly don't suspect that this next move would be exactly 83.8%. I suspect it'll be bigger than that. So if we take this low here and we go 83.8%, 83.8 actually takes us up to 163K. It actually takes us up to 163K. High to low here. All right, so that in itself explains why I think we'll go above 140K. But if I expect the move to be bigger overall, that'll do. 96%, a bigger move than what we saw so far, the biggest move of the cycle. To me, it would make sense that as the cycle develops, the moves only get bigger. After all, that's how it happens every single cycle, literally. So going up to our 1618, the 173K, makes sense to me, man. I think a lot of people are assuming that we will see a very similar move to the last move. And for that reason, I think a lot of people are going to underplay where we're going to go on this next target. I think anybody and everybody's going to assume we're going to stop around 130 to 150K, when the reality is we probably go a whole lot higher at around 173K by the end of this move. But there are a few ways to measure it and a few things that make sense to stop around 128K, 140K in that area. So if we don't see 173, likely we probably stop around 140 is what I'm thinking, but time will tell. I'm rambling at this point. I'm going on and on. I don't think I have anything else that I want to talk about. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I would love it if in the next day and 20 hours we close at 104,000 or more, because then we get the weekly RSI in the overbought zone. And when the weekly RSI is in the overbought zone, that's when the good times roll. That would lead me to believe that next week is going to be a really good week, you guys. So take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.